The Redmi Note 8 Pro is the first device to come shipped with MediaTek's flagship gaming processor, the MediaTek G90T. And as I mentioned in my full in-depth review, which is linked below, the performance was great. But how does it fare when it comes to what it's marketed for, which is gaming amongst other things? For this Note 8 Pro gaming review, we're going to be playing the current top 4 games on the Play Store right now, which are PES 2020, Asphalt 9, Call of Duty, and PUBG. All 4 will be played for 15 minutes each with the screen record, which actually stresses the battery. So that's a total of 1 hour of gameplay. And from there, I'll share my thoughts. I have my trusty heat gun right here to help me check how it performs in terms of temperature from the beginning to end of this session. Also, as I mentioned in my full review and from the teardown we've seen, there's a heat pipe inside this device to help cool things down during intense gaming. I also will be checking the battery levels as well to see how the 4000 mAh battery fares throughout this course. Without further ado, let's get to the video. As you can see, the cache is cleared, so there are no apps running before we start any game. The phone is at exactly 100% and we'll be moving down from here. Temperature before we start any of this testing is around 33.5 degrees at the top of the front and 33.3 degrees at the bottom of the front. These parts of the screen are the parts where the thumb pretty much rests on for all these games. For the back, temperature is 1 degree lower on both sides. At the top of it, temperature is 32.4 degrees, and at the bottom, the lower part of the back, it is 32.5 degrees. I also have the stopwatch here to let me know how far we've gone in each game. The first game we'll be playing is Call of Duty Mobile. So as you can see, again, cache is cleared and we'll dive right into the game. I like being the sniper in Call of Duty or any first-person shooter in general.
Target down! Enemy down!
After 15 minutes of Call of Duty, I had one regret, which is wishing I had more time to play this game because it was actually that enjoyable. And I may have elapsed the time a bit. Gameplay was super smooth for the most part, but having a poor network when playing Call of Duty on this device can cause some skipping. Anyway, as far as battery goes, we only lost 5% as it went down to 95% after 2 gameplays within 15 minutes. The phone felt slightly warm to the touch in my hands, and to measure temperature on this guy, from the front it moved from 33.5 to 41.6 degrees at the top, and from 33.3 degrees to 38.3 degrees at the bottom. At the back, it moved from 32.4 to 41 degrees at the upper part, and from 32.5 to 38.1 degrees at the lower part of the back. Essentially, temperature generally moved up after Call of Duty, which is a considerable amount. Alright, to the next game, we'll be clearing up our cache, removing any apps in the multitasking menu, and we'll open up Asphalt 9. And now to the gameplay. After 15 minutes of gameplay on Asphalt 9, I played a total of 6 races. Battery went down to 90% from 95% that it was already. And now in terms of heat, when I put my hands on it, it didn't feel too different, but it was warm. Temperature readings were still above the 35 mark, staying at 38.9 degrees at the top of the front from the 41.6 degrees that it was before. At the lower part of the screen, which is where my hands also engaged a lot, like the top, it stayed at the exact same 38.3 degrees. At the back though, for the upper part, it went from 41 degrees to 37.1 degrees, and on the lower part, it went from 38.1 to 36.5 degrees. It was still warm in the hand. I quickly moved to the next game we're playing now, which is PUBG Mobile. As always, I'll be clearing the cache and jumping right into the game. Graphics on PUBG was set at a default high, which is very commendable. And not only that, it actually was set at HDR. And now to the gameplay. In terms of actual gameplay, I did enjoy it with no lags. After 15 minutes and playing about 2 games, PUBG took the battery all the way down from 90% to 84%. And as you can see, there's a small pattern here with each game taking 5 to 6%. In terms of heating, the device was becoming increasingly warmer, and now it went back up to 40 degrees from 38.9 degrees at the top of the front and from 38.3 degrees at the bottom of the front to 38.1 degrees. And on the back, it was still around the 38 mark as well, at 38.3 degrees at the upper parts to 38.2 degrees and then 36.5 degrees at the lower part to 37.1 degrees. The last but not least is PES 2020, dubbed eFootball PES 2020 on the Play Store now. After clearing the cache, we'll begin. Graphics was easily set here between 3 modes. You get high, standard and low mode, and you can even set which frame rate you want to play between 30 and 60 FPS. Also, it's super familiar to what you get in PES 2019. In terms of gameplay, it was pretty familiar. Although I haven't gone as deep into this game, it was pretty familiar at best. After 15 minutes of playing an unending exhibition match, it went from 84% in battery to 78%, which follows the trend here. And in terms of heating, feeling it in the hand was slightly warmer, and that didn't really do it for me. It moved from 40 degrees to 40.6 degrees at the top of the front and from 38.3 degrees to 40.2 degrees at the bottom of the front. It also moved from 38.2 degrees at the top of the back to 39.6 degrees and then from 37.1 degrees to 37.6 degrees at the lower parts of the back. All parts were considerably warmer now. In all, battery went from 100% at the beginning of this test to 78%. So basically 1 hour and 5 minutes of gameplay results in 22% of battery loss. Heating was pretty much from the 30s to the 40s. We saw a maximum of 41.6 degrees from the front when we played Call of Duty and a minimum of 36.5 degrees during the gameplay of Asphalt 9, which doesn't take too much heat as far as the lower part of the back is concerned. In terms of my overall verdict, I did like that the screen recording preserved a good bit of the audio, but I didn't like how the speaker on the bottom could easily be covered when you're gaming. But using headphones could be an easy way out here. I feel like the heatsink pipe inside worked to cool things off a bit, and gaming performance on here was actually great. If you've seen my review, you'll know that you can even view HDR content on the Redmi Note 8 Pro, and in fact PUBG lets you do that, which was cool to see. However, it's not an OLED display, so contrast ratios may not be super up there, but for LCDs, a 1500:1 contrast ratio on here was still impressive. Alright guys, do let me know what you think about this video. If you found it useful, please hit the like button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Also check me out on social media. I'll be displaying my handles right here. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.